guys, so you're going to need a couple of journal entries. The two that you're going to need that go along with this lesson are this page right here. It says more dense, less dense, and volume and mass. And there is also a video that goes over volume and mass, but I'll attach this journal entry to this so that you can see it. I'll attach a blank one, and then I'll attach a copy of it actually in my journal so you can see what gets written underneath each one of these flaps. This becomes like a little lift a flap page in your journal. The other one that you're going to need is this one that's titled Relative Density. It looks like a beaker. And we're going to actually do kind of a little experiment with this, and then you're going to have a chance to actually draw this out in your journal. And this is just a good chance to really see density, and hopefully it will help you to understand it a little bit better. So whenever we're talking about relative density in 4th grade, we're talking about whether or not something sinks or floats in water. So when something floats, it's going to be up on top of the water, okay? And whenever it sinks, it's going to sink to the bottom, okay, of the container. When something floats, it is actually less dense than water. So if it's less dense, it floats. If it's more dense, then it's going to sink. Okay, so less dense it floats, more dense it's going to sink. Okay, now a lot of times whenever we think of putting something in water, we think of solid objects, okay? So the very first thing that we're going to try out is just this black rock. It's a river rock, and I tried to color the water blue so that you would be able to see it better. So hopefully you'll be able to see it pretty good. So I'm just going to carefully drop it in. I'm using glass, so I don't want to drop it in too hard. And you heard it clang, and I'll try to hold it up here to you. You can see that it sank. So that means that it is more dense than water. So in our journal entry, whenever we get ready to fill out our little beaker, we're going to draw some water in, and we'll draw our rock down here at the bottom, and we're going to label or write on there that the rock is more dense than water. Okay, the other thing we're going to test out is just a wooden block. Okay, so I'm going to drop the wooden block in here, and as you can see, it is floating. Okay, so that means it is less dense than water. So the wooden block is less dense than water, and the rock is more dense than water. Now, the one other thing that I want to try out, and we can kind of have some fun with, or I think it's really fun, is some oil. So liquids, different liquids will have different densities. So depending on the density of the liquid, it would either stay on top of the water, or it would sink to the bottom below the water. Okay, and make the water rise up. So we're going to see what happens with vegetable oil. And you should be able to see this pretty clearly because the water is blue and this is yellow. Okay, so let's see what happens. And at first it almost seems like it's mixing in. So we're going to give it a second to settle and see what happens. And you can kind of see that the vegetable oil is at the top. So that means that the vegetable oil is less dense than the water. Okay, so this was just a quick demonstration of density. You will have a chance to test out some different things at home. I'm going to recommend that you probably not do a whole lot with a bunch of different liquids. But you know, water and oil, that's something you may have at home. You might want to try those out. But you're going to have a chance to go around your house and outside your house, even outside, with this beautiful weather, and find some objects and test to see whether they are less dense or more dense than water, and you'll have a form to fill out. So you'll be able to find 8 objects, and I'll put more instructions on there for you. This was just a quick thing, and again, I'll show you, I'll attach, you know, how you're going to fill these out and add them to your journal as well. Okay, y'all have a great day.